So a couple of days ago, I received a phone call from one of the fishermen down in the bay. He's got a large potting boat there. He's been there most of his life fishing, and he said he'd found a couple of my pots. And I thought to myself, pots, I didn't lose any last year, apart from one, but that wasn't where I lost it. So went and had a look, and sure enough, they are my pots. But these pots were lost 2 years ago. I'll show you them. There they are. There's one, and there's two. Now, we lost these 2 years ago. These were put round a rock called Nipple Rock. It's a rock that's in the bay. It's about 40 foot of water. We put two sets there, and literally 3 days later, both sets had vanished. And we thought basically they'd been stolen, or somebody had cut the ropes off, because they're only there for 3 days. No bad weather or anything like that. They just vanished, both of them. But he found these right out at sea in the deeps on one of his large truces. So somehow they were taken out there and dumped over the side, and of course it's so deep even the bobbers went down under the water. He said they would have never surfaced. The length of rope would have been too short. So how they got out there, the only thing I can think of is we put them down over maybe somebody's truce, a very large truce. They pulled it all up. By the time they'd taken off these pots and threw them back over the side, they'd end up right out to sea, because the tide would not drag them out that far, you see. The way they were found is the opposite direction which anything moves in a storm, or when the tide drags, it goes the opposite way. So, but anyway, they're back. This one needs a bit of work. You'll see here that the neck's gone, and it's all a bit like that. The bars on the top, probably the screws have rusted. But simple fix. There we go. Bang some more of those in, check for holes, re-rope certain areas, put a couple of screws in. That pot will be fine. This pot, even better. This one's actually still in working order. You can see it's been down 2 years just by all the growth that's on the neck here, all the barnacles, because these are normally clean when I put them in, and they're still fairly clean after a year or a season. Now, there's no seaweed on them, obviously, because they're so deep. There's no seaweed that grows down there. Not the traditional type of seaweeds anyway. It's just sponges and barnacles and that sort of thing, keelworms. As you can see, that one completely still in one piece. Rope's a bit twisted up. That's obviously when we've had the storms, and we've had some monstrous storms, but it just shows when they're deep, very deep, they don't move so much. It's only when they're in the shallows that they can get dragged in huge storms. And this is interesting here. You'll see this bobber. This was a lot bigger than this, but it's a kind of foam bobber, this one, a hard foam, very hard. But you see how the pressure has crushed it over time. It's been deformed. It was sort of like this, a bit smaller than that one. And now look at it. And this one's obviously an air one. And another good test is I put my boat number, my license number, on the bobber, and you can still actually see just about the license number. So, because we always had a problem with the license numbers coming off on the bobbers, but this works. And all this is a paint pen, like a one with a ball bearing in it. You shake it and you write on it. We've tried all sorts of other things, didn't work, but that seems to work the best. And of course, we've got all our ropes back. That rope there, I'll probably just use that to bind pots up. That one's still alright though, the surface rope is still perfectly fine. So there you go. Pots that disappeared 2 years ago have resurfaced. Right, well, it's the next day now, and the wind has certainly got up. And here's those two pots. I spent a couple of hours on them yesterday. I replaced these bars, which is pretty straightforward. All four on this pot, and this one I just replaced two. The two bars weren't actually broken on that pot, but they were looking a bit thin and probably would have broken over time, so I thought I'd just run knock in a couple of new ones. And the necks, I've still got to tie the necks in. These are going to be the replacement ones. You can see they're a lot cleaner. There's the old ones there. I'm just going to let those dry out, then I'll just knock all the barnacles off them, and they'll be reusable for another set of pots when I do some And of course, just on this side, I've got to tie on a bottom rope along this bar. I haven't done that yet, but apart from that, they're pretty much finished. A couple of little things to do, and then they're good to go for this season. Fully repaired, fully restored. Now we're going to be looking at some footage of when we went out in the boat to do a few pots. Right, we're out and about after some sketchy weather the last day or so. We're just going to do the pots because they need doing. You can see it's still quite lumpy out here, but it's supposed to be getting better. Yeah. Check it again after. Oh, look at that one. The crab's bigger than lady crab. Hold on to it, we'll just drop that one back. I don't think it's got enough bait. There we go. Yeah, they both had a lobster in them. Not very big lobsters, but they had lobsters. Right at the entrance, look.
Look at that fish.
Nice big lobster. It's a big old wrasse in there.
Yeah.
That'll be sized that lobster for sure. That crab is like, I'm getting out of the way. Can't do it uphill too easy. Yep, one big wrasse. How's about that? Look at it. What a beauty. So, we had the wrasse and we had the lobster. There we go. Drop, it's still dropping. Let it go there. Eh?
Fish pot.
Any good? What's the name on it? It should have a name on it somewhere. French probably.
Been in the sea a while.
Yeah. Should we take it?
Well, it could do handy for something.
Yeah, we can clean it up. Is it broken? No. Corner, other side, here. It's still alright. Yeah, we can take it in. We'll take that. The trouble is, you see, we do take stuff out and dump it, but sometimes when it's so big, it uses up a lot of space on the boat trying to bring the stuff in when you're trying to work, so especially when it's rough, it's not a good idea. Yeah, we're going to take this because we can use it as well. Probably off some French, Spanish, Portuguese boat, so Maybe we'll need it. That would be good, eh? Go fishing afterwards, and that's why I don't use them on the boat, because they're just a bit too big. They used to fit a little bit, but you might have to put it in the back here. Yeah. That's why we don't use these big fish boxes. They're alright for transport because they've always got a hole in. But they're used for storing ropes and things in. Now I thought our pots are right in the middle of all that weed. I think they are. That's how you lose your pots with this weed. Keep your eye on for any stuff that's not good for my patella. Sometimes you get rope bits in this weed. You have to try and go around, I think. I don't really want to go through it. That gap. Something else on the right. Piece of plywood off somebody's boat, well, that's it. There's all sorts of stuff, you see. We fill our boat up, you see the strings and stuff in there, the ropes? Go back and have a look. This is why I always avoid, when you're out in a boat, avoid the clumps of weed if you can. You see some people drive straight through them, but if you don't want to get ropes in your prop, if you look in that weed there, there's some blue rope, some green rope, there's all sorts of bits. We'll just grab that bit of rope maybe and pull it out of the way. You see it coming up? I'm not sure I got quite enough turn on it. We'll get that out of the way so nobody gets propped with it. It's just bits of old line, net, fishing rope. We're going to do our pot. I think I filled up all the way up. Got real. That's one, but I've got 4 in here. It's a struggle reel, Chuck. Pretty decent there because I lined up. I lost one, but came out of the water, but there was a lot there. Oh, you can see it, look. Look at that sounder. That's that. I haven't seen that for a little while. See it? Beginning of the reef?
Yeah.
I'll go down, but I might move this back up because they're sitting on the back of the reef. I wonder what other fish are mixed in with them. Oh no, they're still there. Just watch that, you're going to be in the rocky area. I lost one. Might be still one here, still one on there. Woo! Wrapped up here. That's a horse. Whoa! We moved this pot as well into a different position. So our SD card is full, unfortunately, on the other one, so we've had to resort to the underwater camera. So I don't know what the footage is going to be like, but this is the catch in here. Big male. Look at that.
Yeah.
Beauty. That's one beaut. And then there's another one down here, which is another beaut. And then there's another one. But this one's only a small one, so you can go back. There you go. That's a lovely one there. Lovely pinky one. You get quite a few different variations in colour, from orange to blue to pinks. Right, just have to switch off while we worked on this one. It's got an old shell.
Yeah.
It's got a shell though that's got growth on it. It must have been in the light for quite a bit to get growth like that on its shell. Yeah, he's been in the open in the shallows. Okay, great, we've got a crab for a change. So we're doing a couple more pots that we haven't potted here for, well, since last year sometime. We'll give it a go, see if there's anything here. And there is something in there, I think it's brown crabs. Brown crabs in the pot. Brown crab. Yeah, not a bad one. Hold it for now. So you've got loads of spiders. Brown, lobster. Got a bit of everything. Look at your brown crabs. And the lobsters. See? I told you it's been feeded. Fed, let's say. Feeded. Another little brown crab. And another little brown crab. I'm going to throw this one back now. So anyway, we've had a look at this one. Nice size, but she's her shell's too light, so she'll be full of water. So we're going to throw her back. Go on, chuck her back. There we go. See the bait already? What the heck is that? Legs, legs, and legs. Because it's spider legs. You put a lot of bait in the pot. Get a load of rubbish. How much bait we got in there? How much bait we got in there?
That's it.
I can't see it.
It's just a mackerel head.
I didn't know if there's any more on my side. Must have a big lobster in this one. Looks heavy. Yeah, it does. There it is. It's not big. But it's still a lobster. Yeah, it's still a lobster. Congers are right actually in that. One little spider. One little spider, one little lobster. That's those little ones, they can get their arms up quite high. Yeah, they'd be too small, just throw them back. Yeah. Off he goes. Right, that was just a little quick check of the pot before we go in.